Welcome back to Whisky Whims with me, Stuart. It's that time of year again where family members and friends are going to be frantically looking for Christmas gifts for their whisky person. So I thought I would give 5 ideas. I've done a video back in 2020 of some ideas. I've still got one of my recommendations on my keys. It's always on there. It's made from a Glengoyne whiskey stave and it says Whisky Whims on there. I've also got my whiskey dominoes that I recommended, which are more of a novelty to be honest, but they sit in the shelf, well they sit in the whiskey barrel and I think they look pretty cool. So yeah, I thought I would go through 5 gifts because it's always a struggle. You can Google these things and search them, but I think when you do Google them, it's not a true representation. You get a load of gunf, a load of tack. So I'm going to show you what I think you should be getting, and yeah, take my recommendations how you will. So the first one with regards to the dominoes is Whisky Game's new idea, and it's a deck of cards. It's got the Whisky Distilleries of Scotland on there. They're individually designed. Each distillery's got its own unique look, and you get a bunch of information on there with regards to the region, the mash tun, the washbacks, the wash stills, spirit stills, and the capacity. A cute little design, very quaint, well designed, and I think the coolest thing about these cards for me is the back with the saltire. I just love how that's made up. It's got little bits of barley there, water, I don't know if it's yeast, and casks as well. So you're getting essentially 52 individual pieces of artwork here, minus the jokers, but the jokers are pretty cool as well. So is that 54? Is there 54 cards in a deck? I think it's 52 are plain and then 54 including the jokers. But yeah, I'll show you a few of these. So we've seen Ardbeg, we've got Springbank here, lets you know when it's founded, and we'll go for a random one. Let's see, Tormore. I quite like Tormore Distillery, the look of that. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, these are £12 minus posting packaging. Posting packaging is £3, so it's £15, which is definitely extortionate for a deck of cards. However, when you think that these are locally produced, the artwork is, I think it's pretty incredible that Matt, the designer, has managed to capture the distillery's essence in such a simplistic format, and it must be quite difficult to do. My fiance said that she didn't really like the packaging, the outer packaging for some reason, but I think it's fine. It's fine. I don't think there's any issue with it. I think the cards are lovely enough. I also think the quality of the cards is great. A lot of these kind of cards that you can buy, I like doing a couple of magic tricks and stuff, and we play loads of card games and we've been through various amount of cards, and sometimes they're just cheap, they're awkward, they're hard to shuffle, but these are pretty good to shuffle, and I think they're good quality from what I can tell. And like I said, we play loads of card games, and we actually, me and the fiance, whenever we travel somewhere, I know people buy magnets for fridges and stuff, we buy playing cards. So yeah, it's a good addition, and I don't feel too bad about spending that to support a local company and a local designer. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think it's a great idea. Next on my list is a shameful plug, and it's my whiskey, and that actually makes a little bit of that's a little pun, because it's a cork, so it plugs things. So it's Whisky Whims cork. I'm not sure how well that focuses, but I basically got these made and designed purely for convenience, because the amount of times that a cork breaks, I mean, it's quite seldom, so they don't fly off the shelves, but it does happen, and I think it's pretty cool to take out, when you've cracked a bottle, take out the cork that it came with, the standard cork, and put my own cork in it. I think that's pretty cool for me, just to see my own cork in a bottle for some reason. But yeah, these are £2.50 if you would like one. They fit most bottles, decanters and stuff, they don't fit well in, but pretty much, let me just grab a bottle, pretty much every bottle that I can think of they fit. So there's just a normal bog standard Cadenheads cork, and we'll get my cork in there. Oh, it's tight. But yeah, it fits in there. Like I said, £2.50 if you want one. Just either comment on the YouTube channel or message me on Instagram or Facebook, and we can get that sorted out. Next is the 1927 project from James Eady. It's the new make spirits that have the distillery's trying to replicate a kind of similar style to older whiskey, how it used to be produced back in 1927. It comes along with a book, or you can buy the book. I believe the book was released first, which was The Art of Distillation. It was £75. The tasting pack itself is £115, which seems expensive, but there's an incredible amount of research being put into this and a lot of detail into the tasting packs from what I've seen. I've personally got it on my Christmas list, so I'm hoping to get that. Like I said, this is probably the most expensive, no, it is the most expensive thing on my list for today, but I think it would well be worth it. I have got the first book that they came out with, The Great Distilleries of Great Britain, or the Distilleries of Great Britain and Ireland, and I'm probably a quarter to halfway through this. I got it last year for Christmas. There's a lot of reading, but the amount of depth in there and the research and also the reading, I think it's fantastic. And I got, like I say, I got it for Christmas, but I wouldn't feel too bad about spending that again. So if I do get the distillation pack, I think I will buy the book as well, just to go along with it, because this is more aimed at a geek. I'm not saying I'm heavily geeky into whiskey, but for people that are, I think this is a great idea, a great gift for them at Christmas. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 4 is a membership, and it's for Cadenheads. Now, I could have said Springbank, but I think Cadenheads is significantly better with what they offer. So you get all the normal stuff, kind of insight into exclusive bottles, early access kind of stuff. You get a notepad, a pen, and a polo shirt. I'm not sure if that's changed at all, but the best thing about this is you get 2 free warehouse tastings each year. So you get 2 of them. There's 6 single casks, or cask strength whiskies, 6 cask strength whiskies in the warehouse that you get to taste, and they're considerable amount, a good volume in there, and you get to do that twice a year, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Campbelltown's a little bit out of the way. It's not most accessible for everyone, but for £50 lifetime membership, I don't think you can complain. Even if you do that once a year, or even, I don't know, if you've done it once every 2 years, I think, yeah, I don't think you'd be hard done by. I never felt hard done by buying myself it. So I would definitely recommend the Cadenheads membership for a lifetime membership of 2 free warehouse tastings every year. So before we move on to number 5, I would like to go through or point out an idea that I think is not a good Christmas gift. And I've done this in my 2020 video with a few, but I'm going to point out something different, and it's whiskey advent calendars. I think these are marketed towards people who are maybe naive or unsure about what to get the person in their life that loves whiskey, because they are well marketed and they seem like a great idea and they're pretty much hassle free. However, they're extortionate. The whiskies in there are not necessarily good quality, and I think it's just a gimmick. I had been given from my fiance one year something similar. It was like a record. It was kind of looked like a Sex Pistols record, and it had samples of whiskey from Batiki Whiskey Company, and I think maybe 2 of them were nice and the rest were actually terrible. So it was about 80 to 90% of the whiskies were terrible. I'm not saying this is the case with every calendar, but I would assume the kind of pessimist or skeptic in me would assume that that is the case. They're trying to get rid of stock. So what I would suggest is picking a few samples, if you are going to do that you know whiskies that they like, and creating your own kind of calendar. Yeah, it's more effort, it's more work, but I think the payoff will be a lot better. So the last thing that I would recommend as a Christmas gift is whiskey festivals. Give your whiskey lover in your life a whiskey festival for next year. I can recommend a few for sure. I have been to the National Whiskey Festival in Edinburgh, it's pretty good. I've been to Glasgow Whiskey Festival, I think it's okay, pretty good. And I've been to Fife Whiskey Festival, and most people know I'm a big advocate of Fife Whiskey Festival. I just think the way they run theirs and how theirs is done, and then the venue as well, for some reason just makes it, I've enjoyed myself more there than other festivals. They've also started doing Borderlands Whiskey Festival, just at the border. So if you're closer to there, then maybe that's something to look into. I know that the North East Whisky Association Society do an independent whisky festival, and I've been meaning to get down there. That's well regarded. So there's a lot of festivals to choose from, different dates, different times. So yeah, it's something to look into for sure. And I think it's a great gift idea. If someone gave me that this year, I would not be annoyed, as long as obviously I could go to it. It'd be nothing worse if they bought it and you were working. But yeah, so that's my 5. I don't know if you've got any that you would recommend to me as well that we can put in the comments and highlight, but I think these 5 that I've suggested are pretty solid. So it's the Whisky cards, the Whisky Games deck of cards. It's my own Whisky Whims cork stopper. It's the 1972 distillation pack. I mean, if you had the money, you could get the book and the distillation pack, but I'm most looking forward to the actual pack itself, and then I'll maybe buy the book if I want to delve in further into the geekery. Number 4 was the Cadenheads membership, and number 5 is a whisky festival. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it gives you some ideas, and if you are looking at this video, watching this video, and you want to know if I've got any other ideas, then just comment and I will get back to you. Or you can check my 2020 video out, because that had some ideas in it as well. So thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Whims. I'll see you later.